Why is the screen so dark?
You've got it to make it lighter.
Can you see it? It's also a full screen. Did you turn this on?
Just relax. It's fine.
What the- There we go. Just look at that was better.
Oops.
Now we can see.
Everything's being recorded.
Go stand over there. I'm gonna check the angle.
Check the- Good morning, Mark, and good morning, Val. How are you?
Good.
Should they hear you? That's them for a thumbs up.
Mark, can you hear me okay?
Can you talk a little bit louder?
Sure. Let me just turn up the volume a little bit. How's that better?
Talk
Oh, yeah. Can you hear me better now?
a little bit louder.
Let me make sure that you're picking up on my mic. Can you hear the mic okay? Back here?
Can you make it louder?
I don't.
It's not that this, I'm on 100% on my audio, my speakers, and
That wasn't.
Can you hear me now?
It's very, very soft.
it's soft.
Still soft?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that better now?
Not really.
What about these buttons? I don't know. What?
It's attached to them.
It's gotta be something. That's-
Is it better now?
No.
I'm going to restart our app.
No.
Okay, testing, testing. Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Mark, are your volume settings up on your computer?
Oh, yeah, they are. I mean, I can hear you, but it's not loud.
Yeah, same here. You can hear, but it's very soft.
I hear Val very clear, very clear.
Me too.
And me?
Yes, very clear.
It's funny, I can hear
Okay.
everyone. How about now? Can you hear me now?
It's faint.
I just turned up the mic volume. Can you hear me better now?
I can hear you.
Okay.
Well, I can hear you, but it's not very loud.
Yeah,
Well, okay.
audio settings. Microphone.
So frustrating.
There we go. Can you hear me better now?
It's,
Still faint?
it's about the same. I can hear everyone else pretty good.
One, two, three, four, testing. Yeah. volume's low. One, two, three, four.
Is there the volume on the mic itself?
There's no volume on the mic. No.
I think the mic is not connected because when Kirsten talked, we could hear her through the computer. So the mic is not connected.
Check those.
All right. Is that better or worse? The same.
I can hear you. It was faint last Sunday as well.
Hmm.
But Kirsten's was clear. I don't know if you have a different mic.
No, it's the same
No,
mic.
it's the same.
Hmm.
How about now? If I talk now, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then if I talk now, is it different or?
What you want?
No, it's the same. We'll just,
I don't know. It's not-
Don't hear you.
And how about now?
that's
Yes.
better. That's
what
good.
happened? Something happened.
It's just the microphone that I select. I was on this previously, but I hadn't had the mic volume up and up.
Okay, there we go.
Now I turned it up on the application and went to the other four selections. Now we got it. So there we go.
I don't know my phone.
That's why they gave me the small box. All right, Sunday fun day. Woo! Finally, here we go, folks. To get started, we're going to come to the center parts of our mat, bring our feet out to the sides of the mat. We're going to take a cautious and concerted effort to turn our toes in towards the center or towards the center line of the mat. So there's a huge internal rotation, if you will. We're going to bring some straightness to the legs. And then as we grow the legs to be nice and long, I want to kind of register some balance in the feet. So we're going to kind of push the hips to the right. You're going to feel elongation over the hip, a little bit of stretch going on there. And then we're going to do the same with the left. And then we're going to balance between both feet so that each foot has the same amount of weight bearing. Now that we have that, we're going to step and externally rotate. So we're going to bring the toes off the edges of the mat, kind of like a duck stance, if you will. Same thing, I'm going to push to the right and then push to the left. We're just really lengthening out some smaller muscles over the hips. And then come back at the straight, and then let's bring the feet in so that both sides of the feet run parallel to the sides of our mat. From here, we're going to take the ball of each big toe. We're going to turn it down onto the mat and lift your baby toes up off your mat. Nice. Now, with that internal rotation, activated slightly differently, we're going to take the knees and straighten them. Then we're going to start with the pelvic girdle and start to elongate through the spine. Draw your shoulders up towards the ears. You're going to open the palms to face forward and then use the thumbs to guide the hands in a circular motion of sorts so that they turn face away from the body. Feel pretty awkward right now. On the balls of each big toe, hands rotating now. Gently lower the baby toes back down onto the mat. Let's take the heels now, and this is isometric. Try to rotate them externally. So now we have the activation up on those outer hips of ours. We're going to take a big breath in and bring the hands up shoulder height. Palms are facing the sky. Take a big inhale, and as you exhale, sweep your hands back and hit Kirsten in the face. Not kidding.
Forward.
I'm going to move forward because
Yeah.
as a teacher, I should lead by example, right? Now, take another breath in. Roll the spine, pull the top of the head towards the sky, and then flip the palms to face the earth. Bring the thumbs together, shoulder height, we're drawing them in. Just keep our fingers separated nice and widely. Beautiful. Now, take your shoulders and pull them backwards. Take your thumbs now and rotate them down in towards the earth so that our palms are spiraling the face outside of the body off that midline. Take a big inhale and raise the arms ever so slightly. So in a straight arm position, we want to make sure as we raise our lower arms, we're not bending through the elbows to accomplish that. It's a different muscle activation when those elbows bend. Let's lower the thumbs down onto the hips, bend the elbows, pull the shoulders up, and then squeeze the elbows together and let the thumbs just kind of be the pivot point. So the palms are starting to rotate in towards the body. And keep those fingers separated nice and widely. And then you're going to take the baby fingers and drop them onto the hips and take your elbows and try to squeeze them ever so slightly more. Now, lengthen through the chest. Draw the shoulders up towards the ears. Squeeze those elbows a little more and then push the hands forward, serving out like a platter. Bring the forearms together. I know Kirsten's going, I hear you hate this one, but everyone loves it aside from you. I just get the feeling that people love this. Now, baby fingers, forearm, all touching. Serve it up a little more. So it's just about a little drink, cocktail, if you will, Sunday cocktail. And then as you release your next breath, let's draw the elbows in. Let's pull them along the rib cage, kind of tracing the ribs. We're rotating the palms into face and then making fists. Make a concerted effort to pull those elbows back ever so slightly more, and then give you a proud chest and long neck. Beautiful. Now, just in case we forgot, we're going to take an effort to rotate the heels away from the midline. So we have that external rotation. I want you to feel those muscles just off those hip sockets of yours, active as you pull your butt back without bending the knees. We're beginning to kind of chop, hinge, if you will. So there's no other joint in motion right now, all but for the hips. So you feel that nice lengthening of the posterior muscles, the hamstrings, maybe up and into your gluteal. Let's just enjoy that. Have the tabletop type back. We haven't taken this too deep right now. Remember, we're still warming up. Come up to a standing position. Squeeze the elbows, round the chest. Adding in a little bit. I'd like you to take that belly button and pull it in towards the spine as we keep all of that other musculature active. Keep the knees straight, pull halfway down, and then come back up. And let's make this happen, on a 2 count. 1, 2, down and 2 up. So the pace is relatively fast. As we start to get the circulation in those muscles, if you can extend the range of motion, take it on. You know your body, self-governed through all of our movements today. Finding what's right and body appropriate for you. Part of your responsibility, your exercise today.
The arms.
All right, come back up. Serve it back out. Oh, more fun. Let's make sure your little fingers are spread nice and widely. Give me a little more push. And then let the elbows pull back. Make little thumbs out of everything. Nice. Now, squeeze the elbows, crowd the chest. Let's flick down at the feet. And then see if we can step the toes in to face or aim at the center line of the mat. Make an effort to push the ball of each big toe into the mat. And then just relax everything. Let's step the feet together. Thank God. This isn't a prayer service. Now, let's bring the feet about underneath the hips. Draw the shoulders up. Bring the arms up, shoulder height. Draw the butt back and lean in a little bit. So we're kind of chopping at the hips, making sure all the other joints are nice and long, almost straight, if you will. Take the back of the head, pull it towards the sky. Now take your shoulders and pull them back actively. And if you're starting to feel any tension or too much tension in the low back, I like you to take your belly button and hollow it out. That sucking in motion is your transverse abdominis. That's that kind of like the weight belly band thing, you know, when those weightlifters put on those big belts. You have a muscular activation. It kind of does the same thing. Now, raise the arms, inhale, exhale, lower, let them sweep down and all the way back. Take your thumbs, spiral them so the palms start to open towards the outsides. Take a big breath in, bring the hands up shoulder height, palms are facing. As you inhale, pull the butt back, keep those legs long. Now, if your feet started to float at the front, that's great. That's awesome. Now, keep that light touch on the front of the foot, heavy weight bearing into the heel. As you inhale, raise the arms ever so slightly, and then bring hands over heart, stand tall. Push your hands to the sky. Let's salute the sun. As we fold down, you're going to bend both knees. Bring the fingertips down onto the mat. So we are in like a squat-like type position. If you can, or as best you can, to the tabletop the back. That's when the back runs parallel to your earth. Let's check in with the head. Let's make it nice and long. And pull the back of the head towards the sky. Just give a deep activation of the muscle at the middle of the top part of the spine. Then let it just roll down. Body's now relaxing. Let's float a little bit on the feet. Float forward. Float back. Make sure you got a nice flow forward to back. And then we're going to circle this. So to do this, we're going to pull backwards down to the 6 o'clock position, and then kind of gain the hours on the left side of the body, coming up to 12, and then gain the hours on the opposite side of the clock, 12 to 6. Float it one more time around, and then bring it down to the 6 o'clock position and reverse. Let's just kind of move through this. Conscious effort to feel what it feels like in your feet. The body moves open. Let's bring it all the way back to that 6 o'clock position. As you inhale, extend to a flat back. If you can, push the arms through those shoulders of yours. Fingertips are lightly touching at the majority of our weight bearing is our feet. Majority of our feet weight bearing experience is back and heels. The upper body fold back down. Bring your hands to the mat. Step it back to plank. All right. So old habits die hard, and we sit for long periods of time. Our head kind of like shifts forward of our shoulders. So I want you to be mindful, and we're going to try to lift up the back of the head. But often what happens is we have that behavior exhibit as the shoulders start to push forward of the side of the body. So they come to the front part of the body. We're going to reverse that. We're going to let the chest sink into the arms. And we're going to keep the sinking of the chest while we pull the back of the head to the sky. Let's lower the knees down onto the mat. And then bring them back to a straight leg again. Let's take the heels and drive them into the earth. And then pull your hips up and back to down dog. Now let's make an effort to push the heels in towards the earth and then float the upper body back to our plank. Feel a deep tissue stretch in those calf muscle area, or in that calf muscle area. Good. Now push the chest, the back of the head, drive the heels, pull the hips up to the down dog position. And then step left and right, go forward. Bring those feet to the sides of your mats. Turn your toes into the center line. And extend to a flat back. Keep the back in extension and draw your butt backwards. Bring the palms onto the shins. Let's bend both knees and lower down that beautiful little booty. And push the palms and extend the spine. I said that to the ladies. Yeah. Now, if your elbows are rotated inward, externally rotate them. Keep the palms pushing as you work the spinal extensors and the muscles that make that neck of yours long. Bend the knees a little more. And then today we're going to take the right hand, reach it forward. It's about shoulder height. And then we're going to switch it to the left. So we have a lot of tension in those haunches of ours. Switch for the opposite side. And just alternate left to right. Inhaling as the arm raises. Remember, this is not an elbow bending exercise. This is arm long, arm raising exercise. It's actually doing a lot more. We're kind of just lengthening at our lats right now. All right, now hold the right hand out. Bring the left hand to join. Sink the butt a little lower. And the chop point is the hip. So all of the other joints just stay the same, unhinged the hips. The chest is a little more visible. If it tensioned up that low back, I want you to engage your six-pack muscle, make it highly active, raise the hands a little higher. Inhale, stand tall. Exhale, fold, step it back to plank. Oh. Now, when we're all warmed up, we have some place to go. Give me a hover low. And then push it back up. Okay? So good. We're going to do it again. Hover low. Hover high. Oh, it's looking so good. Let's try it one more time. Beautiful. 3 times the charm. Pull the hips up and back to down dog. Pedal out the feet. Stop the pedal, drive both heels. Right leg raises to the sky and right foot steps up and in between your hands. Now that we're all there, hopefully, let's check in. So I'm going to label things. Not that labeling is a good thing, but the left side is going to be state and the right side is going to be church. And we're going to separate church and state. How's that for a hokey choke? Now, it is very hokey. So we have a nice width wide stance between the feet. Let's lift your hips backwards and straighten that right leg as best you can. And then let's drive that left heel down into your mat. Now, step both hands up onto that right thigh. Find your balance, extend the spine, and then pull the back of the head to the sky. We're not unfolding. We have a big, and that's big hinge in that hips. Now, take the right knee, let it drift forward towards the toes, and then Use the left heel to help articulate the motion. So drive the left heel backwards, let the hips pull back. The heel of the left foot drives to the mat. And then the right knee pushes forward, coming up on the toes of the left foot, all the way up on the tippy toes of the left foot, and then driving the left heel all the way to the earth. The right leg is straight. Let's do that one more time. High in the tippy toes, left foot, right knee pushing over the right toes, and drift it back, pull that left heel down, release the hands off that hip, that right hip, bring them over hard. Now, lengthen the spine, straighten that right leg,
More than it already was.
more than it already was. If it got bent a little bit, straighten it out. Extend in my case, that's why I was just reminding everybody. Extend the hands forward. Good morning. Now, as you inhale, raise the arms. As you exhale, lower the arms and sweep them all the way back. Now, if you feel any burning going on in that right butt cheek or hamstrings, welcome to the exercise. Spiral the thumbs backwards, opening the palms face away from the body, sweeping the arms forward, rotating the palms face, and then inhaling and lengthening those arms. Try to get a little more elevation of them, let the arms sweep back down, open the palms, inhale, arms sweep forward, hands raise up, and then bring hands over hearts, step the back foot forward. Oh, did you love that? That release, push the hands to the sky. As you inhale, as you exhale, fold down, step it back to plank. Hover low, hover high, and do it 2 more times. As you drive the heels to the earth, pull. Beauty, beauty, up to down dog. Left leg lifted to the sky, and step the left foot forward. Planting the feet, separating church and state. Yes, back to that old chestnut. Take the right heel, drive it to the earth. And step the palms up onto that left thigh. Let's take the left knee, drive it forward. So we have a huge lean. We're coming up on the tippy toes of the right foot. And then we're going to drift everything back by actively pushing the right heel to the earth. And then actively pushing the left knee forward. I mean, tippy toes as we come forward, heel driving earth on the backward movement. One more time, tippy toes. Then with that right heel driving to the earth, take the palms up off the thigh. Extend the hands forward. Take the left leg. If it's not straight, make it so. Give me your best version of it. As you inhale, raise the arms. As you exhale, let the hands sweep down and back. Open the palm. Inhale, sweep the arms forward. Lift them higher. And then sweep down and back. Beautiful. And then sweep forward and up. And then bring hands over heart. Step the back foot forward. Not as severe as the first time.
Yeah, definitely.
I forgot something probably. And just push the hands to the sky. As you inhale, raise that chest to the sky. As you exhale, fold the upper body down. Step it back to plank. 1, 2, 3. Hover high and hover low. Hips pulling up and back to down dog. Right leg reaches to the sky. Right foot steps forward. Left foot steps forward. Nice inhale, extend to a flat back. Pull the butt back. Now let's step the right and left foot off the sides of the mat. Just slightly, just an inch or two. Now extend to a flat back, keep the back in extension, bend both knees. So we're gonna try to lower down, but if we get like a 90-degree bend in those knees of yours, it may not go there. It doesn't have to be the target. Now, step the forearms onto each thigh. Kind of like your European train situation, or sorry, train station toilet situation here, right? So now, everyone's laughing, right? No, not that fun. Yeah, toilet humor, hit or miss, never know. Extend the spine. Pull the weight back into the heels, almost like you're going to topple, but don't. Keep the gaze of the eye straight forward. Beautiful. Now, take the right hand extended forward. Return the right forearm to its thigh. Extend the left hand forward. Remember, we're in a squat position. Switch hands. Should be a lot of work going on in that butt. And quads too, but hopefully in the butt, because there's a lot of hip hinging. Right hand forward, left hand forward. As you inhale, raise the arms. Exhale, hold. Inhale, raise the arms a little higher. Exhale, hold. Stand tall. Oh. Inhale, extend the spine. Exhale, bring hands over heart. Stand sideways to the mat. And then widen the feet. Over the front of my mat. Yes, I'm sure my rear end looks better than my jeans and then your face. All right. Nice and long through the spine. Pull the butt back, keep the legs straight. We're folding halfway forward. Be nice, a bit of tension. The hamstrings, maybe in their thigh muscles. Let's bring the hands onto the thighs. Make the chest proud as we draw the shoulder, shoulders, plural, backwards. Let's take the back of the head and pull it away from the body. And then lift the back of the head towards the sky. As we hold the upper body, long, strong, let's float the body forward. I want you to feel pressure, each big toe. Nice. Now, float it backwards. So you feel, whoa, I'm about to fall over. So try it. That's kind of the experiment. It's amazing how the acuity of our brain is highly tied to our balance and our motion. So we're going to try and get the nervous system a little active. We're going to challenge our sense of balance by pulling backwards a little more and kind of holding on that spot. Let's take the left hand, bring it to the earth, just the fingertips, and then pull back a little more if we can. So we're just going to cantilevering, and then walk the left fingers forward, and then get the right hand, send it directly away from the body. Make that arm long, and then take the right shoulder and rotate it to the sky. Bring the right hand back onto the thigh. Bring the left hand back up onto the thigh. Let's take a registration of weight bearing in the feet. Let's forward. Draw that beauty back. I think take a breath. Let's drop the right fingertips onto the mat. Walk them forward. Sweep that left arm out and turn that left shoulder to the sky. And then lower the left hand, palm returning to the thigh, right hand doing the same, extending to a flat back as you unhinge the hips up to a standing position. Beautiful. Let's turn the toes outward. So we have an angle. We're going to take the butt and we're going to start to lower down. So it's like a sumo squat. Maybe a little wider stance than what you're used to. We're going to sink a little lower. I have my hands on my kneecaps. Good spot to be. You'll notice there's an option for shoulders here, right? There's no option really. more an awareness. If you rotate it inward, trying to kind of rotate backwards, make the chest proud, and then kind of bring the upper body more to a seated position. Kind of like you're onlooking and participating into a sumo match. You know how you ever seen those sumo warriors, those big guys? Well, that's you right now. Now, while we hold the butt down, take the left and right hand, reach it forward. With this weight bearing forward, draw the hips back, try to lower a little lower, and then take the fingertips and lower them down to your mat. Step the toes in, push the butt high to the sky, let the upper body just let it descend. Feel a nice release from the low back. We're going to take the hands, step them backwards, rotating the palms, the face here if they're not already there. The fingertips are aiming away off the back end of your body. Walk them away like they're trying to escape their heels. The upper body just forward and out. Now, I'm going to drag the fingertips along the earth by extending to a flat back, all the way up to standing position. Take the arms to the sky. Inhale, row everything tall. Exhale, bring hands over heart. Step both feet in and turn to face the front of your fist, everybody. Hello, happy people. All right, let's re-engage. Stepping the sides of the feet to the sides of the mat. Pushing the hands high to the sky. To inhale, extend. And take the gaze of your eyes to the fingertips. And then as you exhale, lower the arms shoulder height. Lift those palms to face the earth. Pull your butt back, pull halfway down. Try to keep the arms in the position they were originally in. Drop. Come back up to standing. So this exercise is very complicated, but to execute it as best we can, we're going to try to keep the inward rotation of the shoulders as we fold. So we're going to use the baby fingers to pull back the arms. Keep that activation. Pull the butt back and fold halfway forward. We don't want inward rotation. That's what I thought I said. We're trying to avoid it. So come back up to standing. Try to make sure your arms remain in the same spot relative to the muscle activation. We're going to change position as we fold halfway forward again. But that muscle activation, keeping it real. And I come back up to standing. Take the palms, lift them to the sky. Use the thumbs to pull the arms backwards. Sweep the arms to the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, pull all the way down onto your mat. Have a seat. Oh. Here's this class a little bit from yesterday. It only hurts when I sitters stand. Cheers. Cheers. Sorry about that. Monday, Sunday. Cheer. All right, so let's step our feet. So there's a good bend in the knee. We're going to bring your hands and wrap the kneecaps. We're going to rotate down onto the tailbone. I just want you to feel how that feels pressurized. And then we're going to immediately get off of it. So we're going to try to pull through. And if you feel kind of tissue being rolled over by your hips, that's good. We're going to try to achieve that. It may not happen in everybody. That's getting off and onto your sit bones. And it may not be possible due to flexibility or muscle issues, but just give me your best try. So let's try it one more time. Curve the spine, C curving, and then pull with arms forward and see if you can kind of roll over that tissue. Did you get it? Good. Now, if you got it, and even if you didn't get it, release the hands. Nice. Now, extend the spine as you inhale, raise those arms, and then lower them down shoulder height. You should almost immediately feel the work of the upper back. If you don't, you'll get it in a couple of repetitions. Crowding the chest, raising the arms, Crowding the chest as you lower the arms. Keep that chest proud at all range of motion of the arms. And then take another big inhale. Keep the arms up. And now C curve the spine and gently lower down onto the mat. Extend both legs straight out. Adjust this microphone. And then point the toes, and we're going to try to find length into our front part of the body by taking both extremes, fingertips and the toes, and pulling them in opposite directions. So you're pushing the toes away, really, you can't really pull, but it should feel like you're kind of pulling the arms, finding length all along that rib cage, down into the belly. We're going to add to that belly sensation by trying to hollow out the belly and pulling it into the spine. And then as you work to hollow out the belly, imagine that walk by and just drop a little bowling ball, 10, 15 pounds, no big deal, on your belly. So you're going to tense it up. Keep it nice and tense. So bring your arms back over your head. But tension in the belly isn't just a protrusion of the belly itself. We're actively doing two things simultaneously. Hollowing out and squeezing that six pack as we peel each vertebrae up. Oh, the mat. Oh, big struggle for me. Hopefully you found the same. Back up to seating. We're in a staff pose. Our corny staff meeting. Feet are going to come hip width apart. Toes are aiming at the sky. We're going to flex the feet. So we have a nice activation in those shin muscles. Keep that muscle active. Feet pull in. That's called dorsiflexion. In that nice proud chest, bring hands over heart. And then take your shoulders and try to pull them off the center line of the body. And extend the hands forward, palms facing the sky. Now we're going to work our external rotators, the shoulders. So this is how we're going to roll with this. We're going to take the baby fingers by bending through the elbows and lowering them down onto the hips. So the fingertip, the big finger, tip of that, it's just touching the mat. Elbows are pulling backwards. Now, if your head's decided to take a vacation, let's bring it to the party. Let's get it nice and long. Keep that chest nice and proud, and then take your elbows and squeeze them together. And that's the exterior rotators of your shoulders being active. Feeling good? Now, feels challenging. Good, now let's release it. Bring the hands forward, palms face the sky. And let's do it again. Elbows bend. Big fingertip on each side hits that night, touches lightly. Palm opens the base forward as your elbows squeeze and you make that proud chest and neck long. Oh, swing the hands back forward. Bring them out, extend them forward. Let those shoulders kind of ride forward. We're going to work the exterior rotators one more time. Elbows come back. Fingertips lower. Squeeze those elbows. Make that chest nice and proud. And then bring hands over hearts. C curve the spine. Return slowly. Now, take the right leg straight, lift it to the sky. Should feel a lot of flexion and flex from the right side. Lower that right leg. Slowly lift left after the right finds its way back onto the mat. Slowly lower the front. And raise the right. And slowly exchange between left and right. So this is an exercise for your hip flexors. The lengthening of this is when lowering down. Also start to lengthen out to lower the leg. We're getting a nice little stretch. while we create a lot of blood flow in these muscles. Good. This is kind of therapy, if you will. Really get tight through the hips. Good little exercise for you. Get some blood flow, some length into those muscles. Several repetitions. Let's bring the feet flat onto the earth. You're going to get your heels close to your butt, not all the way up there. Just close enough where you can kind of take your low spine, lumbar spine. And with the assistance of your hips, you're going to kind of rock the hips back. So you feel that low back and it touching your neck. Pretty easy. I know you can touch that with vocal receptors in that low back, skin back there. And then we're going to make the chest nice and proud. And flattening out, if you will, our shoulder blades on the mat. You're going to take your chin and you're going to rotate it to the right. Remember, this is not forced movement. It's gradual raising back up and lowering to the opposite side. It's a very calculated exercise. Just kind of warming up some of the neck muscles. Lengthening them up. Right now, let's take the chest, make it proud. Once again, if we lost that, make sure the low lumbar spine, feel the skin in that area, touching the mat. And you can get there any way you want. Just hit that feel, just wiggle the hips around, press them forward, whatever it takes just to give you that sensation. And once you've got it, I'd like you to take your belly button all the way up. And I'd like you to take left and right hand and bring it up to the sky. And then we're going to drop the chin into the chest and then slowly peel up one vertebrae at a time. Oh my goodness. I have to lift my feet. Maybe you can do it without. Guys are slightly disadvantaged or slightly. Yes, Kirsten's getting no sympathy on this. Our center of gravity is slightly higher than women. We carry more weight up top than they do. Yes, it's like it's on me. Now let's raise the arms, proud the chest. There's a lot of hip flexor activation. You should feel those muscles going, hello. And then let's bring hands over heart. And then we're going to lengthen out those hip flexors by C curving, one vertebrae at a time, lowering down onto the mat, and then extending the legs all the way up. Beautiful. Let's raise the right leg. If you have the ability to grab on the back part of the leg, higher up, by the knee, behind the leg. Or if you want to have a towel, or if you want to get really crazy, you can reach up and grab a big toe. Whatever kind of floats your boat, whatever's capable without stressing. And then we're going to use that connection we've made with the leg to help us leverage some more length. So this is how we're going to do it. You're going to take the heel of the right foot and try to rotate it down towards the mat. And once you've created that activation, I'd like you to try to keep it as best as you can as you use whatever thing you use to attach to the leg, help pull the leg a little closer to the body. And then release that right leg down, switch it up for the left side. Hands behind the kneecap, towel around the leg, fingertips grabbing toe. Push the heel, the left heel towards the mats, and then you use the left arm to help leverage in that left leg ever so slightly more. And release, lower. Pull both knees up and into the chest. Bring the forehead up to meet the knees. Grab a hold of your kneecaps and rock and roll front to back up to a seated position. Yes. I'm out of time. I have lots of oregano. Bad joke. All right. We come up to a seated position. Let's bring hands over heart. And let me thank you for your great participation today. We ended up with a little bit of stretching. Thank you so much for coming. Namaste. Thank you, thank you. Time manager. How's everyone doing today?
That was great.
Good,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
Well, we got the sound figured out now.
especially since we can hear you.
Yeah,
Instruction
Amazing.
a lot better when you can hear what's going on, right?
The last two classes I had you send to me, and I swear I could not hear them.
no, me neither.
I could not hear them.
But in my class, you could.
Yep.
That's so fun.
Yeah, no, what, I went into the app on the Zoom app, and then the microphone can be turned, there's a number of different volume settings. We have a board that runs volume. And then within the app itself, there's also a little volume slider. So I went and checked that, and sure enough, it was way down. So I slid that back over. And then because I was trying different microphone settings on the app, like I can do the computer's microphone and so on and so forth. Anyways, I had this 4 different selections with that volume slider. So long story short, got it.
It's
figured.
okay. It
Short
works.
story long.
I- Sorry,
I
I
said,
just,
short story long.
yeah.
Thank you, Sue.
Hey, yeah.
Thank you.
Aren't you
Oh,
good?
good.
Hey, Sue's picking on me.
It was good. Thank you very much. I'm
It was
stretched,
good.
stretched in places I didn't know I had now. That's good. Exactly.
All those are
All right,
important.
guys.
Thank you.
Hey,
See you Thursday.
Happy
Sunday.
Sunday. See you Tuesday.
Bye,
See you
guys.
Tuesday.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thanks, Ann.
I can't leave. There we go.